How's it going, bros? Buttcrack here. Today I'm gonna talk to you with some more commentary topics. Let's get to our first one. So, if you're a home user and want some protection over your files, you probably have an antivirus downloaded on your PC, or maybe you use the stock Microsoft Defender. I know myself that I do have malware bites, but Microsoft Defender is really what you need in this day and age. You don't need anymore. However, businesses would like some more advanced protection, which excludes BitLocker and Microsoft Defender, so some own CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike, to my knowledge, is somewhat of a popular enterprise antivirus. However, on July 19th, around 7:27 a.m. in GMT plus 2 time, they published an update which somehow managed to sneak through their cloud-based testing mechanism. So they, to my knowledge, they have a test which checks if updates are prepared for publishing or are not, if they have some kind of error. One managed to sneak through, and around 8.5 million devices around the world shut down completely by going into a boot loop. Some say this is a bit downscaled, but some say this is what would have happened in Y2K, which was seen as a big heinous error, which basically how clocks worked on old computers before the year 2000 is they only check the last two numbers of the year, so 1999, and it would just read 99, and the computer would automatically fill out that it is the 1999. I'm not going to be talking about Y2K because that never truly happened. There were a bit of mistakes, but really it all ended up being well. However, this slight international crash costed some Fortune 500 companies. For those who are uninformed, Fortune 500 is a list of 500 most highest grossing companies. I think it's something like the companies with most value, basically. And they did really eat ass because they lost around $5 billion in total from this crash worldwide. A company named Parametrics decided to see how much money they exactly lost and which companies did. So health and banking lost a respective $2 billion and $1.1 billion, not specific companies, just like the businesses in total. American and United Airlines in total lost around $800 to $900 million. And there were more mistakes, but those two are the biggest, the most expensive issues. Now, as I've said, it crashed 8.5 million devices. However, it only crashes Windows devices, which means it did not impact Linux or Mac users. Basically, if you had Windows, you ate ass. If you had Linux, you were cheering like the world was your... Anyway, thanks to the timing, as I've said, the update was pushed at 7:27 a.m. So European companies which used CrowdStrike in total had a lot more of their workday impacted than the Americans, because the update was released in America around 1:27 a.m. Well, here it was 7 a.m. The issue is because due to the antivirus Falcon being kernel-based, this means it can impact how Windows operating system works, and basically that's the entire reason why it crashed. Well, not the entire reason, that's how it was able to crash, but the reason why it crashed is, if I'm not mistaken, the update had featured a logic error of some sort, which basically caused an infinite boot loop by not allowing the system to start properly. Now, CrowdStrike is surprisingly not new to this. Since April of this year, they've had issues with their software every month. So from April to May to June and to this month with the 8.5, with the catastrophic crash. So basically, on 19th of April, users using Debian Linux had, due to a CrowdStrike Falcon update, it would stop it from rebooting correctly. I assume that it didn't last long because, well, no one talked about it at that time. And on 13th of May, Rocky Linux 9.41 also had some issues running CrowdStrike. However, this wasn't due to a faulty update being pushed. Instead, Rocky Linux being updated to, well, the version 9.4. I'm not sure about details on that, though. On 4th of June, finally, Red Hat Linux had an issue with Falcon, which causes kernel panic. Basically, what happened with Windows now has happened to Linux way before this one. And they probably had some more issues like that, but probably not to the scale of these. What exactly did shut off? Well, according to lists I found online, things that shut down were airlines, hospitals, banking services, Sky News and some other broadcasters, and the 911 calling centers, which you call when you have an emergency. They had some disruptance for a short period. Now, how were you able to fix this? Because this is a big problem. They need to fix it fast. You had to go into safe mode on each and every computer and try to delete a file called channel file 2981. Something along the lines of that. And if you had BitLocker enabled on your devices, which some companies do have, you basically ate ass if you did not have or remember the recovery key. But thankfully, I did hear some were managed to be patched really quick, so that's nice. I also found a lot of images on Twitter and places like that, which is... Holy shit, that's how I got introduced to the event. I saw it as it was happening on Twitter, like airlines, hospital equipment, the lot. There's probably pictures popping up by now of like what images I found on Twitter. Anyway, that's a big ass mistake. Let's get on to our next topic. What the fuck is with my camera? Anyway, so about Joseph Biden. If you don't know, he's a 81-year-old man, and if you can tell, at that age, at that very high age, props to him for surviving long enough, you kinda shouldn't be running for any power. So he has decided to drop out of the race, making a post on Twitter. Well, not post, he posted, I fucking said not a post and he posted. Oh fucking, what the fuck are these things? Finally got this. Apologies for that. I have these little motherfuckers. They look like flying ants and they keep getting attracted to my shitty monitor when I'm awake during the night, so fuck them. Anyway, he posted a scan of his letter, which, well, let me read it to you. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nations, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic. That's true. That's weird. And the worst economic crisis is the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best of my interest Apologies, I'm not used to reading That's just it. I'm not used to reading shit. I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. I don't know if he's done that, because this was July 21st, and as of recording this video, it's July 26th. If there's some kind of update... Wait a minute. If there's some kind of update, if he does speak to the nation, I will be adding video of that, because I do believe that he wants to speak in a footage. Anyway, for now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all of this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can do, and when we do it together... Oh, I shouldn't be doing commentary videos. If you can't tell, I'm fucking atrocious with words. I take the dictionary and fucking piss all over it. So what he truly said was that there is nothing America can do when we do it together. So apologies for that. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Anyway, that's the entire letter. He signed it to Joseph Biden. That's how... Okay, nevertheless, let me stop my ranting and speak. So you must be wondering, who is replacing him as the Democratic nominee? Well, look no further, because you are looking at him right now. It's me. Veljko from the Balkans is replacing the American Democratic nominee. Jokes aside, his actual suggestion for replacement of Democratic nominee, and which does seem to be the replacement of Democratic nominee, is no one else but the current Vice President Kamala Harris. And if you go to joebiden.com, you will see that you can donate to the political campaign of Kamala Harris. That's really all I have to say about this, because look at me, a white boy from the Balkans, talking about American politics, which have nothing to do with me. Of course, I covered them, so if someone who watches my videos didn't watch someone else's videos, so someone else's videos on American politics, they can hear about it. Yeah, but yeah, that's really all I have to say about the Joe Biden dropout. I don't think I should criticize the president, who wasn't my president. People have called him Sleepy Joe, and they have mocked him for Let's Go Brandon, and many things, but I don't know. Nintendo Switch Sports came out, and there was no Nintendo Sport game while Donald Trump was president. He did something right, at least. That terrible joke aside, let's get on to our next topic. What the fuck? When did I hear Angry Bird? This current topic is about Micheal Bay. If you don't know, he's the director of a lot of high-budget, very popular Hollywood movies. For example, he made movies for the Transformers series, The Bad Boys, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Purge movie series, A Quiet Place, the second film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, and many more. But what we're talking about today is he and the former Paramount Pictures, what was it? Nevertheless, he wants to branch out to do a new movie series. Can you guess what it is? I think you should have guessed, because if you aren't watching... Hold up, I'm getting a call. Enoče, šta činiš?
Ništa, sad sam pogledao Deadpool X-mena i tražimo veće sad, pa ništa baš specijalno.
Lepo.
A šta ti radiš?
Snimam video o kako Micheal Bay, znaš za Transformers filmove?
Dobro.
On je bio režiser za to. On i bivši vlasnik Paramount slika, znaš, hoće da naprave novu TV i filmove i novu TV seriju. Znaš o čemu?
O čemu?
Škibidi Toilet.
For real?
Da, ja se ne zajebam, ja radim video o tome sada.
Crazy, vrate, crazy. Da, moram ti kažem, ja bi iskreno možda pogledao samo da vidim kao...
Alright, so I had a call with that friend, and I completely lost my track of thought. I don't know what I was even talking about. So I'm just gonna repeat myself. Micheal Bay and Paramount Pictures president, former Paramount Pictures president, whose name is Adam Goodman, have on an interview hosted by Variety and on the podcast Strictly Business, have said, and I quote, "We are absolutely in talks right now, both on the television side and the earliest conversations right now on the film side, but it's not a be-all end-all for us." So they want to migrate Shkibidi Toilet IP to TV or film. I have no fucking idea what the hell is going to be the story. As far as I understand it, from YouTube, from like the YouTube series, Shkibidi Toilet is a Blood vs. Crips tale, from my understanding. My absolutely idiotic understanding, so I don't know. As I've said for Shrek 5, I can't wait to see this in theaters. I will be first row, IMAX, 3D, 4K, my brain will be blown up. Insert The Boys head popper scene. Like, holy shit, I can't wait to see that. Because Shkibidi Toilet movie, that will be absolutely insane. Like, I can only imagine sitting in the theater and some intense scene, and then you hear Shkibidi Dob Dob Dob, yes yes, Shkibidi W Deep Deep. Anyway, let's get on to our next topic. So, if you are a music, or to be more accurate, rap listener for the past, 10 years, you probably know who Eminem is. You also might know him from Rap God. Well, that's his most popular, track. However, recently, by recently I mean in the past few years, he's taken up a bit more like serious rap, if I'm making sense. Like, it isn't the silly shit he would rap about in the 2000s. But that doesn't mean he didn't rap seriously in the 2000s. But people were yearning for a return to that style of music, it seems. And recently, Eminem has decided to, do it with his new record, The Death of Slim Shady. From my philosophical understanding, philosophical understanding, this is like a internal battle between two personas. He has Marshall Mathers, which is like the serious rapper, and Slim Shady, which is like the silly, I don't know really where I'm going with this. He is a good rapper. It is a very well recreation of that era of music. Like, it sounds straight out of the period. Let me play it for you. Now, the audio quality will be pretty bad, but shut up.
It's Friday night, no date for the prom. Just got caught jacking off by your mom. Suspended from school for setting off the alarm. Keep screaming, you gon' drop the bomb.
Anyway, that's a little bit, a really small segment due to copyright reasons, of the song Brand New Dance, which is coincidentally my favorite song from the album. So basically, I shouldn't be talking philosophy, because I don't know shit about philosophy, but it's a good track. It has some kind of message, the message being probably that he doesn't like that controversial persona, that overplayed for comedic purposes antagonistic persona of Slim Shady, which was in really what it was the entire time. So if you want to want to find some kind of message in his tracks, which I cannot find, it seems. I literally had all this written yesterday, but sticky notes for Windows sucks dick. And it seems it synced to my phone, which had an older version without the overview of it, and not the PC version, which did have the overview. Wait, what the fuck did I say? I don't know. Listen to his new album. It's available on, I think, all streaming platforms, probably not Deezer. It's very good, and guess who's back. And I forgot to say one little thing. I rate the album a 7 out of 10. I also didn't like that Genzimi, bruh. That shit was comedically out of fucking place. Like, god damn, you can really tell I woke up a few hours ago. Anyway, so yet another AI company has taken its turn to steal shit from YouTubers and other sources of media. This time, instead of taking transcripts and text, whatever, subtitles for example, it decided to take actual visual data, but not audio data as far as I know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, this time it's a different company named Runaway AI, and according to the Verge article, it has taken videos from the entertainment companies such as Netflix, Disney, Nintendo, and Rockstar Games for whatever reason. I'm not sure how many videos Rockstar Game has on their YouTube, but I don't think there's much value of that. Hey, who am I to judge? I'm not the ones downloading videos. And excluding the major entertainment enterprises like Netflix and fucking Disney, they also stole from content creators who are pretty big as well, but you know what it is. MKBHD, that's Mark S. Brownlee, if I'm not mistaken, Linus Tech Tips, and I think Sam Calder. I do not know who that is, I do not watch his videos, but I assume that it's some kind of tech person, sounds like it. Never mind, he's a filmmaker. Wow, good for Sam. Now what I find funny with this entire downloading video thing is that they were actually funded by Google themselves, the people who do own YouTube and who implemented the terms and services policies to not allow downloading of content creators' content. Now you might be asking yourself, what do they have to gain from this? Because last time they took it for text to probably improve their ChatGPT-esque chatting services. Now they have used it to improve their Gen 3 Alpha service, which is a text-to-video format. Basically, it's like Luma AI, or what was the ChatGPT version called? I know that it looked very realistic, but it was a bit ago, so I don't remember. Also something according to The Verge, it seems that not only did they take pirated YouTube content, which is a weird term to say as almost everything is free on there, except YouTube Red. Long live YouTube Red, now it's called Premium. Bleh. It also took pirated films. Wow, I actually didn't expect that. When I was reading, I thought, damn, they really pulled out the DVD rack with all the films on them. Oh, actually, I do have some cool films on here, and a lot of video games. This is my cousin's. Remember that music piracy video? I did tell you that I borrowed CDs from my cousin. We also have Monsters and Aliens. Oh wait. Side tangent about DVDs and shit aside, it's really interesting. I didn't go on the site to see what Gen 3 Alpha can do, because I don't have any particular interest in generative AI video. I think generative AI it's a gray area. It depends on how it is made. If it's made by stealing artists' content, then that's despicable. However, if it is made by license the content that's going into the repository for the generative AI, I think that's a good thing. However, it seems like Runaway AI didn't do that, so it might appear that they will be in hot water, just like Eleutherem AI was. What was it called? Eleuther AI, which I haven't checked up on that company. Is it still a thing? I think it is, actually, because they probably did a cleanup and removed every single piece of illegally acquired content. Thank you for watching this entire video. I hope that you found this interesting, and I know it's a bit less cohesive than my previous two, but I'm still trying to get this to be... Oh shit, I have a lot of dandruff. So I hope you are enjoying these commentary series, and I think I'll have a name by the end of the next or the one after episode of this series. So thank you all for watching. Bye.
You filled it full of freaks in the first place. Is that about right?
You know what? In 2022, Russia will invade Ukraine.